What's up?
What's up? How you feeling, man?
Pretty lucky.
Say what?
I'm fine. I'm pretty bad.
What?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
And with that, hello everyone. It is Friday the 13th, and it is episode 9 of Thank You for Collecting. I am one of your hosts, Ty, also known as Uncommon Flex. I am here with Jose Plus. Jose, how are you?
I'm doing well, I'm glad to be here, man. Always love being here with you, man. So I'm excited. I want to talk about all these things with you, pick your brain about them and see, what you think about everything. So
Excellent. Our third host, Marco, he's been away on assignment the past couple of times. He will be joining us. He's just running a little bit late, but we got this, so we're not worried too much about Marco.
yeah, Marco who?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, who needs that guy? Who needs that joker? But here at Thank You for Collecting, it's once again a podcast where we talk about not just the toys, but we talk about the collectors behind the toys. We like to know how you're doing. We talk a little bit about mental health and how this hobby helps us out a lot, or other things that help us, just get through the day to day. But we also talk about the latest releases and have fun with that. So, Jose, what have you been up to?
So, like I was sharing with you backstage, I've kind of been all over the place. I just came back from vacation. I was in Hawaii, which was a lot of fun. Went with the family. It was a lot of fun. I was there for about 6 days, so almost a week. And it was a lot of fun. A little too many beaches, which I mean, that's Hawaii, but right, but it's just like the beach every day. He's like, there's a beach on every corner. Let's go to every single one of them. And just like, man, I got sand everywhere, man. It's just like, can I get? It's like you get your clothes and it's got sand everywhere. It's just like, oh gosh.
It's just like
But
Anakin says.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm like
it's
Anakin actually, though. I don't like sand. It's so
I,
coarse and it gets everywhere. It's true,
we're
man.
we're the same. Like, I'm right with you on that, because yeah, it just gets everywhere.
hmm But it was a lot of fun, a little expensive, but it was a good experience. But I was sharing with you backstage. This week was I was getting hit in the face with like everything because I had Hawaii, and so I had to take off work, so I missed a little bit of job opportunities there, and then I had like the module cases. I was telling you, I got three DF20s, 120s, in. It's like I got that, and then I got hit with that, and then plus shipping and all that. And it was like, oh gosh. And then Thrawn, Grand
Uh,
Admiral Thrawn is shipping from Sideshow. I got billed with that. So it's just like, oh gosh. So I
wow.
feel like head on the swivel, you know what I mean? Like it's like boom, 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 someone's hitting you, and it's just like,
Mhm.
oh shit, oh shit. It's just kind
Just,
of like
just rapid fire. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. How
yeah.
long did you have to wait for your module cases?
Not long actually.
No? Okay.
I got the hookup through Payne's Collectibles. I don't know if you're aware, but he's a good guy who hooked it up, and yeah, we got to talking, and he came through. I think I ordered because I remember I messaged Marco because I was like, sometimes when I'm gonna do something stupid, I'll message Marco and I'll be like, "Yo, man, is this a stupid call or what do you think?" Right? And uh, and I messaged him and I was like, "Yo, man, I'm thinking about getting this Modu case. I was only gonna get one." And then he's like, "Nah, man, just go for it." And I was like, "Well," I was like, "Oh, damn." It was like, "Okay." And so I went with it, and then I was talking to Payne, and then he was just kind of like, "Hey, how many do you want?" And I said, "Well, I thought it was only one." And he's like, "Nah, I can get you two more if you want them." And I was like, "Oh shit." So I was like, "Okay." So I ended up with three, and it's actually perfect for the space where that couch that I was talking to you backstage is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where my new setup. Once I get that all set up, I'd move. So I no longer would be on the detox. I'd move on the desk, and which I'm not using right now. So I'd use the desk, get a more comfy chair like the one you're using now, and then we'd be facing the modular cases there. So And it actually, like I said, it's a perfect fit. I checked it out, I measured everything, and I was like, "Yep, that's where it's gonna go." So,
I have wanted Maji cases ever
mhm,
since the first time I heard about them years ago, and a couple times I had tried to pre-order. But when I saw the wait time,
yeah,
just for me, it just drives me nuts. And I guess it's that need for that instant gratification. Like I was like, I can't wait for this. I just can't wait. I
yeah,
would love to have it, but like when it quotes me a year, that's just too long. That's just too long.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I
I
understand they're trying to improve it, but that's just
yeah.
me.
Yeah, he was kinda like, "If you want them, it's, like, now or never." It's like it was 'cause so that's the thing, is, like, I was on vacation, and then it was kinda like, "Do you want them or not?" And I was like, "Oh, fuck." I was like and he was like and it's like he was like it was like that, you know what I mean? Like, "Make your
Yeah, yeah.
decision," you know? And I don't like holding people up, you know? It's just like, I don't wanna be like, "Oh, well, hold on, give me a few days." Like, nah, like, it's like, I like to kinda either I tell them yes right away or no, or give me the day and I'll tell you by the end of the day. But I
Right.
don't like I don't like keep people waiting because it's a business, right? And they got to move on. They got to make their dollars. So yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, and another thing, like Tina, I don't know if you're familiar with Tina, who does all the rooting for figures.
Yes, yes.
She finished my Bo-Katan this week as well while I
Oh,
was in Hawaii. So she did my Bo-Katan. I don't know if you guys have seen how she styles the Bo-Katan, but it's like the season 3 look with the straighter hair. Definitely
yeah.
improves the likeness, makes it look so much better than the plasticky hair that it came with on the stock head sculpt. So
Right.
yeah, she finished that and she was like, "Hey, whenever you're ready." And I was like, "Oh shit, that's another thing." So, but Tina's super cool. We've been friends for years. So she's like, "Yeah, whenever you get a chance." And I was like, "Okay." So
I need to get in touch with her again because I had asked her about the Bo-Katan, I think maybe last year, and like nothing ever really came of it because I
gotcha.
still want to do that. Like I actually have an extra Bo-Katan head
Oh, you do?
that I was gonna dedicate just for that. I didn't even know, like I figured I waited too long. She wasn't even doing them anymore.
No, she's doing it. It's just she has a long list.
I believe
It's
that. I
like
mean, she's really good.
it's like and then she just kinda goes like, little by little by little, and it takes time,
Yeah,
so, so
absolutely.
'cause and then she actually 'cause she got me down for a few of them, but she's like, "But I'll have to do them, like, one at a time and, like, sporadically." So, like, it won't be like you won't send me all 3 of them or whatever's all at once. Like, I'll do one of them for you, and then in a couple months, when you rotate, I'll call your name again, and then if
Mm,
you still want it, we'll do another one.
okay,
So
that's how she does
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to message her because I still want to do that with
Yeah, it's really cool, the way that she makes it, like, there's videos on it and photos everywhere. Just look it up, you can find her work, and,
oh
it's
yeah, she's great.
exceptional, man.
So
But yeah,
I
they've been
have
busy.
a yes, it sounds like that. You've been, as soon as I saw you pop up on the stream, you were like, "Whew," you just had that look about you. So I'm glad you're here, Jose.
For sure.
So I want to pop something up quickly here that we can talk about because it's something that happened that I think probably means a lot to all of us.
Mhm.
It was oh wait, can you see it?
I see it, mhm.
Okay, is it on the okay, it blocked my screen. Jesus. Okay. Uh this guy, oops. We lost a great one today. Well, this week, I should say.
Yeah.
Sorry. Uh and like in the middle of everything that the hectic week I was having, that news broke out. I was like, wow. And that took me all the way back to my childhood, first seeing Star Wars in 77 and everything, the legend, Mr. James Earl Jones passed away at the age of 93. I mean, he lived a life.
He did.
You know, he
Mhm.
he he was around for quite some time. It's like it, and even though people say that, it's still like, wow, I can't believe like he's gone. Like this man has played a role in life. my life for decades now, not just as Darth Vader, but other characters he played. And, he's just, terrific performer. I just wanted to get your thoughts. I was going to get Marco's. We can get his thoughts when he finally comes on board. But how do you feel about this?
But, it's sad to lose a legend like that, man. It's like when it's one of those celebrities that kind of feels like you've known them your whole life, even though you've never met, type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I never had the pleasure of meeting him or being anywhere near him, but
Me either.
I grew up with his voice, and
Mm-hmm.
so thus I feel I know him. Even in The Sandlot, I don't know, you've seen The Sandlot, right? I think that came up
Nope.
once. Oh
I,
gosh.
I still haven't.
Well, in his honor, you should watch
I
The
should
Sandlot.
now. Like, I'm gonna have to get a hold of Calvin so we can watch it.
Yes, definitely. Because he has a small role, but a key role in that movie.
Okay.
And he's great in it, man. He's great in it. A Field of Dreams. So many other movies. What is it? Hunt for Red October. What was it? The Jack Ryan movie. There's a bunch of them that he's done, man. There's so much. Mufasa is the one that comes to mind for me, though. Right off the bat, man. Mufasa. Obviously, Vader. Vader's. It is what it is. But it's like Mufasa for me.
Mm-hmm.
When I heard this, actually that same day I was pulling up clips from The Lion King, and
Oh,
I was
really?
watching clips. Yeah, man. I was like, because I wanted to hear his voice, man. I wanted to have that feeling again of familiarity, the nostalgia of his voice. There's something comforting about that, and
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like you buy it. It's like you buy everything that he's saying. Like it just fits. It's like you never question it. You never question that he's a king, and he's teaching his son about the stars and and legacy and the circle of life and all that. Like it just fits, man. And just has an exceptional body of work, man, that not many can aspire to, man, because it's just on another level.
And just this presence that he has,
Mhm.
that he always had. I mean, you think about Vader and how iconic he is, just using him as an example right here. But like, he was a bad guy,
Yeah.
but he was like one of the coolest villains I've ever, and still to this day, to me, he's one of the coolest villains. Even though he's a villain, he still has this presence. It's like, that's Darth Vader. Like, you hear that voice. I mean, he was the voice of CNN. It's like, James Earl Jones whenever you hear him. And he's definitely gonna be missed. I mean, he's got quite the legacy. So, we do have him with us, always. I found out an interesting story. I did not know that until he made his appearance on the Big Bang Theory, the comedy.
Oh yeah.
He had never met Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
Because whenever he did the Vader lines, he was in a voice booth. Like, he wasn't on the set with them, so he never actually got to meet Carrie Fisher. I never knew that. And when they got on the set of the show, she saw him and she started running to him and she said, "Dad," and they hugged each other. But that was like the first time they ever got a chance to meet. Like, you would think they would have at some point, but
yeah, like at a premiere or something. But
never
I guess
did.
that didn't happen. No, that's so strange. But yeah, I did hear about that. That was the first time they met. It was something about like he shows up at her house or something like that, right? And she comes out with a baseball bat or something.
Yeah, it's not funny, James. He's like, then why am I laughing?
Yeah,
But so it's just, it's funny how, because then also the guy that was actually in the suit, David Prowse, he thought that he was going to be doing the voice. So like, he acted it out like as if he was going to be that voice that you heard in the final product. Like, he didn't know at first that he wasn't going to be the voice. But then it's like, you're mad that, hey, you're not the voice of Vader. But then you hear James Earl Jones, you're like, how can I really complain? Like, look, listen to this guy.
Yeah. And David Prowse had like an accent that
Yeah.
I don't think they really liked. So it kind of makes sense. I've seen like him talk about like, oh, I think it's like a documentary. And he talks about how like he acted out all the lines, and you could actually watch clips
Mm-hmm.
with David Prowse's voice. And it just sounds weird. It's just
It does. It does. It
it's
does.
like trying to dub yourself on like a famous character's animation, and it just kind
Mm-hmm.
of like you put your voice on it, and just like you watch it back, and you're like, no, that doesn't work. You can't replicate it. So
Yeah.
I feel bad for him but I mean, you're still part of it. You're the man
He's
in
still
the
Darth
suit.
Vader. He was still
Yeah, you're
Vader.
still the man in the suit, and I know they had a couple other guys too doing stunts and things like that. So,
Yeah.
there was a few guys, not to leave them out, but David Prowse, come on, he's like you're still part of the legacy of Darth Vader.
Yeah. It had to be a bummer though.
Yeah,
It
I'm
it would have
sure.
been a bummer for me, but I'd be like, well, listen to this guy, he's great. So
Yeah,
there's that. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it, but I thought that to get your thoughts on it. I know how I felt about it, so
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Let's take a look.
Yeah.
Oops. Let's take a look at. We got a few people in the chat. We have the movie canon evening collectors. Hello. The man, the myth, the legend, Commander Green. He just keeps posting photos that are just unbelievable. Hello there.
Mhm.
And then the unbelievably talented Renz Tolentino. Happy
Mhm.
Friday, sir. Like, did you see his latest? I
Yeah,
saw
I
his
shared it.
post. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness. This
James
guy,
Earl
like,
Jones. Yeah. Speaking of,
amazing. Just
insane, man. That
amazing.
was really good, man. That was really, really good.
Amazing work. So, thank you everyone who is in the chat listening. Hopefully we'll be joined by some more soon. And now let's get to some topics here that we can talk about a little bit. Soon as my screen cooperates with me a little bit. Let's see. Who should we talk about first?
I don't know.
I'll give you the choice.
Something that you're excited about.
Something I'm excited about. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I am going to pick this guy.
All right. There we go.
All right. I'm going to pick him. The 2.0 Mr. Hot Toys T-800.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Incredible, man. Incredible. There were some doubts whether they were going to do it or not, but since they started, because all the teases of that convention, it's like you start getting kind of flashbacks from previous things they've teased, and they're like, they never get to, the Vulture and other things like that, right? So I was like, are they just flexing and showing us the Terminator? But I don't know. I as soon as I saw that new base, which was new, right? It's not the one from the X13.
Right.
I was like, yeah, I think there's a strong possibility they're going to do it. I don't know when. I don't know if it's this year, next year, or whatever. But I think it's going to happen. And surprise, surprise, it's here. And I feel like this year is it's a great year for them because there's not so many movies that they're producing figures for, and so they're like, it's the year that we're going to capitalize and go back to the well and do 2.0s and do another Terminator, do another Han Solo, do another Chewbacca, so on and so forth. And it's working, man. And it gives an opportunity for the people that did not get it back when this first released. The X13 was at 2015 or so, 2014. I think it's like almost a 10-year-old figure, which still holds up. I think that's an amazing figure for what it is. But man, having this option, I never had a battle damaged Terminator. I've actually never had a Terminator hot toy, actually. I collected back when I first started collecting, I was collecting kind of like the NECA figures. So I have a bunch of those. I have like the Sarah Connor, and I have every Arnold from all the movies, like even the bad ones. I have them from Genesis and Dark Fate and T2 and Terminator 1 and so on and so forth. So I have all of them. I have all a Sarah Connor, young one and older one, from NECA. So I was collecting NECA back in the day, but I never collected Hot Toys. I would have collected Hot Toys had I known about it, but back then I wasn't so self-aware of that. So um, yeah, this is a great opportunity to obtain it for me, for people that did not, and other people that did not get the opportunity to do so. The leather, incredible. I hope it holds up. I don't know what kind of leather it's going to be, if it's synthetic or it's going to be like true leather. So we'll see there. But it's just a plus. It's just a plus. The likeness looks good. There's some argument whether it's the same head sculpt or not. It might be maybe just updated paint apps. But I'm happy, man. I'm excited about this. I put this on order. I'm getting it, man.
Nice. Yeah, I have a T-800. I got him from Hawkwarts Toys. Like he was
Okay.
able
Great.
to help me out with that. So Ray was great with that. And like I just got him, I think this year, like earlier this year. And that was first Terminator I ever had. I was thinking about getting one of the third parties, like the present toys, and I was like, oh, like I saw
Yeah.
Justin's
His
review of it.
review. Yeah, he
And I
ripped
was
that
like,
one to shreds.
I
Yeah.
was like,
He
I don't
ripped
know
that
about
one.
this.
He
Maybe
hated
I'll
it.
just either hope Hot Toys does it again or see if I can grab one. And Ray gave me a good deal on it, so very happy about that. This, like, I was again looking at third parties, like, well, maybe the present toys like Battle Damage because that one looks better,
Yeah.
And then I saw Justin's again. I'm like, okay, it's better, but it's still not like when you put it next to the Hot Toys, it's like, oh, okay, maybe
Yeah.
not. Maybe I'll wait. And then so they make this announcement, and I'm like, okay, I can dig it.
Yeah.
And I mean, just looking at the pictures, like what I like to do is wait till I get to the stream and take a look at it now. So like it's kind of fresh, that may not be the best way to do this, but I like doing that. So I don't like my first opinions, my first words are my actual thoughts on this.
Yeah.
So I'm liking it. Like I was looking at it this morning when I was waiting with my son, and some of the angles I was like, I don't know.
Mm.
This doesn't, like, I was like a little iffy, but the thing is lighting plays such a role in pictures. And so like at some points he looked really good, and there was a couple pictures I was like, I can tell who that is, you know.
Yeah.
But looking at it a little bit better, because I was looking at it on my phone earlier.
Mm.
So now getting a bigger view, I'm definitely liking what I'm seeing. Like there was no doubt though that I'm gonna get this guy. Like how could I not? You know what I mean? Like Terminator 2 is one of my favorite movies of all time. Arnold is a great action character, a favorite of mine. And I'm looking at the photos now, and it looks good. You know, it looks good. The paint apps are very good. And I just can't stress enough how much better it is with the moving eyes.
Oh yeah.
It brings all these figures to life for me. They don't have like that dead eye look where they're just,
Mm.
just a statue. You know what I mean? Like they can emote just by moving the eyes just a little bit. It gives them that almost life to them. So
Definitely.
I'm glad they're doing that. I've been ranting about that. I mean, no one was listening. I even did a video about the eyes, but because I just think it's so important. I'm glad that it's something that they are just doing. And here it
Mhm.
says genuine leather clothing.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
when I read genuine leather, I'm thinking that there was a cow involved in this at some point.
Yeah.
It's not man-made, like something, that mooed and ate grass at some point in time, was
Yeah.
involved in this. So if they say genuine leather to me, then that better be genuine leather. And I think that's
Yeah.
the way they got. There's too much there, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing that's kind of what I meant. I mean, I obviously did read what it says there, But
Oh, I
which
didn't.
I'm looking at the product description. Illusion Entity was telling me, he's like, you ordered it but didn't read the description. Sometimes we do that, man. Sometimes we do that. But but yeah, I'm reading the description now, and it just says the same thing: jackets made in genuine leather. So does that really mean all, like, it's fully 100% cow, or is that like maybe like half cow and half synthetic? Like, who knows? Like, I don't know. So I'm like, all I'm saying is I hope that it's 100%, so that way it holds up. Like, that's
100%
all that
cow.
matters. Yeah.
So before we go any further, I want to welcome our friend who's been on assignment. The man himself, who I don't know how wise it was, but he let us take over the streams. Marco, how are you, sir?
What's going on, guys? How you doing? Can you hear me okay?
Mhm.
We can hear you. You sound pretty good.
It's been a long time since I've streamed. I kind of forgot how to do this, honestly.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm still learning too. So let's
Yeah.
see what we got here.
But I gotta say,
There
I
he
gotta report.
is.
Oh.
I got to report back. So I was in Mexico. I was looking for hot toys. I found a few knockoffs. No hot
Whoa.
toys though. No hot toys. Not where I was at. So sorry, y'all. I hate to disappoint. Maybe Jose knows the spots, but none that I could find.
Check
Nice.
Tijuana. There's a place called Hong Kong there.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. I'll have to go in. Be like, you guys have
Yeah.
toys here? I wonder if I ask them if they have toys there,
Yeah.
what type of response I'd get. I'm sure they do have toys there.
I'm sure.
Okay, I don't want to disturb you guys, but I'm going to try and add a little bit of music here.
No, go
'cause
for it. Yeah.
I was not totally prepared. I thought I had everything, but then I realized once I started it up that this is my StreamYard, not Marco's. So that stuff was not there. So
Oh, oh, look at you, Ty. Pretty funky.
How do I change the volume? Oh, there it is. How's that?
It's got like a little Spanish guitar to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Let's see. We got that.
Worse. It got worse.
Did it? Okay.
It's good if you want to be a person in their 20s at a club. This is perfect
Yeah.
for it.
I do. What are you talking about? I am a person in my 20s at a. Okay, never mind.
It's all state of mind. It's all state of mind. Guys, I haven't been back to this room in like, I don't know, over a week for sure. And I was like, dang, I got some cool shit back here. Kind of forgot about all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
I
know
got
the
this
feeling.
one. I got this one over here. I forgot.
Nice.
Which one? Which one you pointing to?
I don't know. It was a random figure. It's a random one.
Any
This
of
one.
them?
And that
Oh.
one, oh, that one's pretty cool too.
Yeah,
Now
that was not
one,
bad.
That's
Yeah.
the one right there. That's the
There
one.
we go.
Oh man, sorry to come throw a wrench in this. You guys are probably killing it, but yeah. it's
No,
been
no,
one of
no,
those
no.
work days.
We've been just talking. Just chilling.
So we're talking about cows.
Yeah, we were talking about cows and whether this
Naturally.
figure is wearing like genuine cow. Like I said that if they say genuine leather, a cow better have been involved at some point in time. So that's all I'm saying.
I think that's a prerequisite. I'm pretty sure.
I hope so. It better be. Let's take a look at the chat real quick here before we go forward. Valkyrie Magnus, what's up, guys? What's up? Thank you for coming. Bad Fish. Ayo, what up, guys? How are you? Glad to have you. And our friend Illusion Entity. Oh, this is the comment for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we would have done it anyway. And Ben Thomas show. Hello, Ben.
What's up, Ben?
Really quickly, can I address that illusion entity comment?
Go ahead.
Because
Absolutely.
I haven't read the product description. Is pretty wild. I just see a pretty picture and I think about it for a little bit and I just go order it. I
Mhm.
very rarely dig into the details. A lot of the times I'm surprised to find like, oh, it has that too. Okay, pretty cool. But I've got my criteria. I can tell whether I'm going to want it or I'm not. And there's
Mhm.
certain details that really are not going to sway me.
It's that first look that you see, it's like, hey, it attracts you to it, and you're like, "Yep, that's for me," or it's not. You know right away.
Yep. Yeah.
Or it's not.
I agree with you. Like details, schmetails.
That's right.
Yomo is in the house. Oh, is Yomo an action figure now?
Yeah.
Yomo
his new,
Yomo has transitioned fully into an action figure, which is pretty exciting stuff.
No.
Awesome.
He wins too many of them that he suddenly just became one.
That's right. Ty, your music ended, and it just felt like the
Did it? It was
the
supposed to
energy
loop.
level was like the energy level was here. Like you guys both were killing it, and now
What the hell
a
is
little
that?
bit is there now.
What the hell is going on? Okay. Oh, I turned looping off. My bad.
Oops.
Rookie
stuff.
mistake. Rookie mistake. Okay, now we're back. Now
All
we're
right, we're
back.
back.
Now we're cooking. We got Jose in the house.
Yeah, that's just
Keaton Carr 89. Oh yeah.
John Connor. I mean,
Agreed.
they're doing kids now, right? Wait, yeah, they did a kid. Right?
Whoa.
What was the
Okay.
kid that did- No, whoa.
Rephrase that a little bit. Okay, we don't
Whoa,
want anybody
whoa.
clipping that one.
Oops. I turned into Classy Thomas here, man. If you guys know Classy, he'll say some wild things sometimes, but no, that's not what I meant. I meant they're making kid action figures now. Does that sound better now?
Sure. We'll go with that.
Well, they did Kid Pool, right? So I mean, John Connor, I feel like is possible. I mean, you know, I would want a Sarah Connor first though. I think Sarah Connor's overdue. So
I mean, she's
Sarah Connor.
an important character, I would say. So
Oh, yeah.
that's not too much of an ask.
Use that Bane
Yeah.
body on her, get her nice and buff, get some wool
There you
in
go.
hair. Could be a
Yes.
banger.
Artisan Sarah Connor.
That's right, bro. Come on.
That might break
Dio.
Sideshow. They did an artisan Sarah Connor.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know what the demand for Sarah Connor is, honestly. I feel like T-800, T-1000, those are the go-tos. And then Sarah, I mean, I know people may say, like you guys are saying you'd want one, but I don't know how many people would actually get Sarah Connor.
I mean,
just don't know.
that's a good point. That's a good point because I say yes, I want her, but if I'm gonna have to choose between Sarah Connor and some other figure that I want, I'm probably gonna pick that other figure. You know, to be totally honest about it. But I would like it though. Like I think they could do a good job. They've definitely improved their painting and their ability to do head sculpts. So I'd like to see what they would do.
Yeah, I think it would be incredible, you know, because that one's a little dated now. I think the Sarah Connor that previously released, they did two of them. They did the regular one and then the disguise one, the T-1000 disguise one. So, and then they're both like, if you look at them, I've seen them at like Frankensons and things like that. And they're kind of, you know, like they're kind of rough now, you know, compared to what they can do now. So I'd love to see what they could do now with, you know, the wool hair and, you know, all that. So.
Man, I haven't seen Jose's face in a while on this stream.
I'm getting blocked.
You're
That's cool. My face is the Batmobile, the Keaton car, 89.
There you go. Keep that.
Oh, and yeah, so
Keaton.
yeah.
Where's Joao when you need him?
fix this.
I need him to pronounce Keaton.
Wait, where the hell? Oh, anyway. All right, I'm gonna go to this, and then we're gonna see Jose's face.
Thoughts on the InArt still not delivering Batman, but clearly having the capacity to churn out Aragorn in bulk. 1/6 Kit has already had 2 massive shipments of Aragorn in weeks. I don't know. Maybe different factories, different kids working on those figures, you know?
Holy shit. We're going there again. Wow. The kids ain't safe on this one. Fuck them
You're
kids.
you're mentioning kids a lot, Jose. You know,
Yeah,
Classy
yeah.
rubbed off
we made
his
hold
style
on.
of talking.
Rubbed what?
Rubbed off. Whoa.
All right,
okay.
guys.
So we've had enough of Jose for a bit here.
He's been canceled. It was a matter of time. And speaking of canceled and also not doing their duties, just got a message from my boss. He said, what I was working on looks good. Send it out. So I'm going to just remove myself from the stream and I'll be right back. So y'all
right.
keep ticking away. The last thing I want to say about this fucking diorama, awesome. Looks so damn good.
Yeah.
Like this figure was a no-brainer. Waiting for it when they showed it. Go ahead.
Don't you wish that they didn't do like that huge plaque there though? It's like it feels like it kind of ruins the illusion. It's like if it was like a little smaller than okay, or like if it's removable, but it doesn't look removable. So
Jose, I'm with you there. They just need to start doing these magnetic, right? Just be able to let us have the illusion of a full. Probably laziness. Probably just like one less variable to go wrong. Magnets can kind of fail, so. We're just going to stick it on, you deal with it. But I agree. Like we want something that you could use for other characters too, right? Like this is very scene specific, but you could maybe use it for someone else or use it on the T-1000 when they reissue that. I know someone was saying you just want the flexibility because it just makes the figures and the posing more fun. Take it from a master poser like myself. You want the flexibility.
Oh yeah, he does a master class all the time.
That's right. All right, boys, I will be back in hopefully about 5 minutes.
All right.
Ooh. Yeah, man, the base is dope. It seems like the chat team seems to agree there. I like it. I don't know space wise if I'd want to use the whole like that big old base, but it's really cool. And then it is LED, USB or whatever's connected thing. So yeah, that's cool. It's definitely a miss though that the eye isn't the battery. It's the batteries for the eye. So,
is it?
Yeah. So I don't know if they cannot figure out how to make it work, but yeah, the eye is still batteries from my understanding. Okay, and but don't quote me because I didn't read the product description. So, but I heard other people talking about it. So that's rather unfortunate. But the base is cool, man, and the fact that it lights up and all that, it's definitely going to bring it more to life. That's what I'm saying. Like. The little name plaque. I like name plaques. I have some of them on some of my figures, but sometimes it's like when it's like a diorama like that. Like I sometimes I prefer that to just look clean and not have the name on it, or you can remove it if you want. Like you can put it there or take it off. So
it's funny because so many of my other bases, like even my Hot Toys, the Batman figure, like his nameplate just falls off. Like I have to keep like putting it like that little piece in the front, that little triangle. It just falls off. And I put it on, and it falls off, and it's just blank underneath. So I'm wondering if this is not going to do that too. Like, of course, this would be the one where they just like affix it in there, so it's never coming out. But yeah, I totally get what you're saying because, like Marco was saying, you could use this for other figures too. I would probably use this base because it looks huge with like photos. I don't know if I would display him unless he was in a display by himself, maybe. But DTOF wise, the big displays don't seem to work for me in DTOFs as well. They just also maybe if I didn't have as many figures, so that's a thing. That could be part of the problem. But I actually thought before I looked at it closer today when I first saw the photo, I thought this was what they call with painting object source lighting, where they painted to look like there's a light coming up from the base. And then I saw that it is an LED, because I was going to say, man, if that's object source lighting, they did a really great job. But no, they did the LED. So that's better still. And it's USB. That's great. Hopefully they can figure out something in the future with the sculpts and the lights on the figures to get rid of those little button cell batteries. Yeah. But all right, here is, I like the fact that he has multiple head sculpts, even just for this damaged one. I think that's a great idea, that they did.
Yes. I think the original also came with two, with the one with the two eyes and then one with the half, half of his face off. And then, so I think the original came like that. I'm not sure if the original had two jackets. Someone would have to confirm that. But yeah, you get two jackets here, which is, it kind of starts making you question, like, if they can give you two jackets here, for this Terminator T-800, like, why can't they do it for like Star Wars figures for like their boots and like things like that? Like, You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you know how much more like it would be better if you did the boots for like Grand Admiral Thrawn and it wasn't pleather, or Han Solo, or anybody that uses those kind of belts or boots. You know,
What is it with you and logic and thinking these things through? You sound as if you believe Hot Toys has a grand plan.
They don't. No,
I still don't believe they do. Like, they're doing stuff. I still don't believe they have a grand plan with what they're doing. I could be completely wrong, but they just, one minute you think, okay, they're doing this, I see where you're going, and then the next minute it's like head scratching. Like, what are you doing?
Yep.
So yeah, I've given up on thinking that there's a method to their madness, and just go with it's Hot Toys.
Yeah.
Ben says that we're asking if we're crazy to think that a good Sarah Connor wouldn't be something that's wanted.
I mean, I said it, so Ben, don't look at me. I said it, but they disagree with me. I'm saying I think that it would break Sideshow, but I
think she could, and I would love it, but it would have to be priced at a good point, because again, as great a character as she is, with all the stuff Hot Toys is putting out, they're putting me in a position where I've got to make choices, like hard choices, and Sarah might get cut. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I get.
She might get cut. I don't want to, but it would be nice to have her, because then you could pair her with him, so that's a point in her favor, and like if they give me the Sarah with the glasses and the hat, where she's just badass and ripped, I could deal with that. She's got to have the moving eyes too, though.
Yes,
don't go backwards.
Yeah. Updated likeness, rolling eyeball system, seamless arms if possible, because she has those guns,
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be dope.
Okay, so InArt are doing Harry Potter, so having a John Connor is T2 essential. You can't do that, I swear. But yeah, very true. Very true.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. They did kid poll. InArt's doing Harry Potter. Like, people are developing bodies for these, smaller characters. Not to say kids, but there's
go ahead. You can say they're doing these kids.
So I could totally see them doing. I know a third party did a pretty good one that sells for a lot now. And I remember I had the opportunity to get it, but I was like, I was still kind of not convinced. So I never purchased that one, but I've seen it around. I know like a few people have that one, and they're pretty happy with that one. But if Hot Toys ever tackled a John Connor, I think it'd be exceptional. So we'll see.
Agree. Oops. What the hell just happened here?
To address Yelmo, he's mentioning if they ever did a Terminator 3 version. I mean, you never know. They're doing Batman and Robin, right? They're doing Clooney, so you never know. Maybe one day they'll tackle Terminator 3 and other movies. I mean,
that's the bar. Like, they're doing the shittiest movie ever, this shittiest version of Batman. You never know what else they might do.
This is why I was saying it's Hot Toys. There's no method to their madness. As soon as you think they're doing something, they got a plan, then they do a head scratcher, because that's the one Batman I don't care about. I'm sorry.
And that's the movie, Batman and Robin specifically, that they basically said, we're not making a movie, we're doing a toy commercial. Like, that's basically what they wanted to do. Like I think Chris O'Donnell, who played Robin, was like, yeah, when we made Forever, I think I saw a documentary where he said something like, when we made Forever, like, I felt like we were actually making a movie. But with Batman and Robin, it didn't feel the same way. Like, I kind of felt like we were just making a toy commercial. You know what I mean? It's like, that's an actual quote,
But if they did Batgirl with the 3, though, I could be tempted, honestly, with some wool-rooted hair.
See, that's what I'm saying. This is because it's still Batman and it's toyetic, so it's like you watch that movie. I didn't watch it, but the other day I was like putting on clips because with the teased figures, I kind of wanted to remember a few things. So I watched a couple of clips and I was like, oh man, they got all these cool gadgets and all these cool rides and shit. And I was like, whoa. And I was like, oh man, like I could totally see some people making toys for this, you know, and jazzing doing vehicles and so on and so forth. And yeah, so
Yeah, not for nothing, but this leg here, I mean, this is kind of gnarly looking.
yeah,
They did a good job. Like, ooh.
I forget how old I was when I saw T2, but I remember being like horrified and feeling ill, and just like it had such an effect on me. One of my favorite movies of all time. But when he gets fucked up at the end, it's like I don't know, that sticks with me. Like it was just so visceral. So it's like pretty gross representation. Honestly, it's pretty like gnarly body horror, but it makes a cool figure. Honestly,
you know which scenes freaked me out? Not necessarily that, but to jump on that. The scene where Sarah Connor is watching John Connor with his kid in the playground, and everyone goes like that big old blast and all
dust.
That.
1000%, Jose. It sticks with you, honestly. Like the effects for its time were just next level.
I was a grown man when I saw all of it, so you know. There's that.
You saw it in theaters.
Ty was babysitting me while we watched.
I was babysitting.
My parents yelling at him. They're like, "Why are you supposed to? Why are you letting him watch this shit? Come on."
Why'd you take little Marco to see that?
You're old enough to know better, Ty.
No, I'm not.
We're still not.
No, definitely not. Marco, you want to take this comment from Yomo?
Absolutely. So Yomo saying, I kind of want a battle damaged T-800 from T3, but not sure if Hot Toys will ever do that version. So was that too?
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, honestly, like I hope that a lot more of the Terminator stuff is on the table. I think Yomo might have also said T-1000 must have it. Sarah Connor, obviously, we talked about that, but this could be, I don't know. This could be resparking. I think plenty of folks have talked about the endoskeleton. There could just be plenty of cool shit that you get from the universe, whether the movies were successful or not, or received well. They just make cool figures, honestly. To Jose's point about being toyetic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what was the girl in that movie? Was it the T-800 or what was she?
That ain't no girl. That's a woman.
That was one. Yeah.
Try to remember what number she was. I think I've only seen Terminator 3 maybe like once. I just remember even when I first saw it, I thought it was ridiculous. Like I was just like, what? I don't know.
I'd rather watch. Actually, no. I take that back. Never mind. I was gonna say I'd rather watch that over Batman and Robin, but I'd just rather not watch either one of them. to be honest, like that Batman and Robin, I've seen it once, and I don't go back to that thing. It's like, that's probably going to be the one Batman figure I am not in a rush to get. Like if you want to give him to me, then I'll take him and put him in the collection, but I'm not, paying a whole ton of money for George Clooney. I'm just not.
So she was referred to as the TX. I see. That's how much I know about that movie.
So like T-10,000 then, or what's the TX?
Guess.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. TX.
This is a good photo right here, I would say.
It's still soft though, right? Pause.
Yeah. I didn't say it was great. I just said it's a good photo.
Yeah, it's tough though, right? Because this is one of those where they don't have to, spend that much effort for us to be hyped about it. Like they could have done it without the real genuine leather jacket, and I still would have got it. And I hate to say that, but I'm just keeping it 1,000. I'm keeping it TX, as people say. But just like they have to do minimal effort. But I'm hoping, and this is a dangerous game because my pre-order is already locked in, but. Maybe they, go and retool this one a bit. Obviously, they're giving some love to certain ones before they come out. Maybe this is one that you say, hey, like we updated it a little bit. The likeness could have been better on, this head sculpt. Because this one's okay here, but they're all just a little outdated, a little soft.
Yeah, especially this one. See, he looks soft there. He definitely looks soft on this one.
Now it's Arnold 100% though, right? Like it's
Yeah.
Arnold.
I don't think
It
there's
is
any
Arnold.
question. Yeah, I don't think there's any question that that's Arnold.
But he doesn't have that same. I think it's just the angle and the eyes, honestly, because the other pictures of the sculpt look better to me. It's just kind of weird.
Would you display it with that sculpt at all though, or are you doing the cyborg eye?
We're
gonna have to get
question.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get some fusion reactors or something to get that light, to work well.
Yeah.
Shane's got a
Unless they-
fusion for his 13, right?
He does.
Maybe-
Yeah.
Sorry, Ty. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say maybe if they painted it in such a way that it looks like it's kind of on, without being on all the time. Like how they did the characters with the white eyes, that they don't look like they're off, like Moon Knight. Looks like there's something there, even though his eyes aren't lit up. Maybe if they could do something with that, like I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. But honestly, like giving us USB, and I get they're probably taking the older mold, and then just doing basically a reissue of this one. But if they could have given us a USB adapter, you're already given the base a USB piece. Like just run another cord up and give us this light to light up. You don't think so, Jose?
That's logic. No, why?
Yeah.
No, that's logic.
We talked
You're
about this
right.
while you were
It's
away, Marco. That logic and hot toys are two things
No.
that
You would
No, they
think, right?
don't.
That would make perfect sense. You just get
Yeah.
another wire to that base, and perfect. You use the base, and effectively to hide the wire. What I mean? No.
But again, to my point though, like they just have to try just a little bit to get a lot of people's money, and so it's tough. Like you want to push them to innovate, to just give us the best possible version, but damn
Yes.
well you're getting this one regardless.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when you got the other manufacturers that were supposed to compete with them,
Yeah.
kind of like dropping the ball here. Like I get an invoice, like Illusion Entity was talking about. I get an invoice for Aragorn. I still haven't gotten an invoice for the Batman. So I'm, like InArt is kind of like they're on my list right now.
Yeah.
Who isn't though? Who isn't?
It's really weird.
That's true too. that's true.
Mine with my Batman, they sent me the invoice, and then they asked if I wanted to do like snail mail, like few weeks, or if I wanted to do express, and I said, well, how much is express? And they said, well, our estimate is this much, and I said, okay. Well, he's like, we can give you a new invoice with a new quote with the express shipping. And I said, okay, do that then. And then it's been like a week and they haven't sent me anything. And so I emailed them again and I said, so where's this new quote? And they're like, oh, we're still waiting to hear back. I'm like, okay, so when is this happening then? Where's the express shipping you're talking about, man?
So Marco, you mentioned them maybe having time to retool the Terminator figure, the T-800.
Mm-hmm.
It made me think of this.
Oh, yeah, what a transition! What a pro, Ty.
You look at that.
Damn.
Look at
Are
that.
you kidding me? You've only hosted twice. There's no way. I think you've been hosting some type of Bitcoin podcast like Shane, and you're just not telling people.
Yeah, man. So okay, like we don't have to spend a lot of time on it because they don't have a lot of photos for this anyway, and it's not like a huge amount of changes, but they have gone back and done some stuff, and they're definitely proud of it because they put newly refined head sculpt here. So I think we should probably address it just for a second or two. What do you guys think? Did you have this ordered, Jose, or does it not matter? Do you think it still looks good or it looks worse than the first one?
Oh no, it's not worse than the first one. If you pull up the prototype image, I'm not sure if you remember how that one looked, but it was no bueno. Yeah, it was no bueno. It kind of looked like Evil Sneaker, that prototype. If you
That's you can't say it was no good and then say evil sneaker right afterwards.
Well, the evil
Dirty.
sneaker's a good looking guy. I'm just saying he's not Obi-Wan. You know what I mean? Like
It didn't represent the Ewan McGregor likeness. All right, I see what you're saying.
If Steve's watching, man, you know, all love, man. But you know, he told me that he got that like from a lot of people too. That people were telling him, man, like it looks like you. Which I kind of tend to agree, like, you know, and then like his facial hair was a little bit more orange in that prototype. So yeah, it didn't look very good. This updated one, are you gonna pull it up? Yeah, there we go.
Huh?
Yeah. Hey, and if you watched Steve's older YouTube videos, which I did accidentally, and I was watching one of his room tours, he had really long hair at one point. So it looked a lot like him there. But anyways, yeah, it's definitely an improvement, man. Yeah, you like even the red of his face. It's like, why is he so red?
That's really what stands out, huh? Like he's just looking like he's forcing out a fart or something like that. Like it's just
he's very, very pink. He's got a lot of blood in his face right now.
That's right.
Yeah,
and I think some of it's lighting too.
Yeah, I mean,
and color grading.
Yeah, but I don't know. This one was announced when I still remember it was 2022 and it was announced I was in Rome, you know. And
I was like, he's like, pause for applause right there. Just a little humble brag.
Hold on. I was in Rome. No, I was on vacation. I remember because that's when it was like the summer showcase thing. They were dropping all these things. And I remember because it was during the day, but you know how the time's different. So it kind of more matches up with over there. So I would have been sleeping over here, but I was awake over there. Anyways, but I remember seeing it and I was like, oh man. But I still ordered it anyways because I was like, well, I'm gonna get Kenobi Vader, so I'm gonna want Obi-Wan to match. And then I ordered it. But it's been the point that I'm trying to get at is that it was still delayed so much and I didn't see any of this improvement that I was like, as soon as it delayed, I got the delayed email from Sideshow. And then I think I had this is before when I was just pre-ordering just to pre-order, and then I wasn't using any points, any discounts, so I was getting hit with shipping and tax and everything. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna cancel. If it comes out and looks good and I want it still, then I'll get it. But as of right now, I probably still won't get it. But I definitely think it's an improvement now that I'm seeing the new refined sculpt. I think they used the head sculpt of the Clone Wars, you know, and Mandalorian armor Obi-Wan, and they just changed up the hair. But I don't know. There's some debate on that.
Okay, I hadn't heard that theory, but I've been pretty unplugged recently. Yeah, I could totally see that, honestly. And so on that point, though, I wanted this version, even though I didn't love the show. I liked the version of Vader, and I liked this Obi-Wan. Like I liked the costuming. And I saw this at Comic-Con. Pause for applause. I don't know who I talked to. I'll go into Comic-Con.
Oh, sorry.
Before.
I don't have
saw
that
the prototype there. There you go.
I'll get that next time.
I remember like everyone was upset about it. Then I saw the prototype. I was like, honestly, this doesn't look that bad to me. Like I could probably take this and put it on my shelf and be perfectly fine with it. But again, so Hot Toys just could have put it out as is. But the fact that they're kind of pushing themselves, whether they're feeling pressure from, you know, lower sales or from other, you know, creators of 1/6 figures stepping their game up, they're actually, you know, doing this a lot more often, which is just fantastic, right? It's like what you would wish that they would do, communicating to us like, hey, we want this to be the best possible version of this character. Hey, we just did another version, and this show isn't even that beloved, but we still took the time and heard your feedback to make it that much better. And I love that, honestly. So I thought it was, you know, perfectly fine to begin with, but now you see it side by side, it's way better. It's way better. And just the hair alone, right? The hair alone is awesome. And I, you know, I'm good with the Clone Wars version. I think that's a superior version for representation that I'd want. But yeah, this is a cool version of Obi, honestly. And if you've already got the battle damaged Vader, if you haven't tap danced off of that to get the other battle damage version that's coming out, then so it's going to be a dope display, honestly. So kudos to Hot Toys.
Yeah, agreed. Like I think, because I had accepted the look of the first, you know, the original, the prototype of this guy. I was gonna get him, and then I saw he was like waitlisted or whatever. I was like, whatever. And you know, I decided to go with the Clone Wars one. And then just seeing this new one, and the first thing that jumped out at me was the hair. I was like, oh, okay. yeah, I definitely see they put in some work to do
Yeah.
it because it makes a lot of difference. Like it makes him look better. Honestly, like they definitely needed to work on that. I didn't remember the face being as rosy and pinkish as it is on that prototype until I saw the new one and I put the two of them together. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, they definitely did some work here.
Because I remember people saying that he looked like he got stung by a bee and that he was puffy. And I feel like how much of that is the coloring as well, right? Like now that I see it, it's like totally does look that way. Although, I wasn't buying that narrative before.
Yeah.
And I thought it was important to like put them together in a slide, so that you could see them. Because even switching back and forth, doesn't give you that same impression as seeing them directly side by side. And I tried to pick a picture that had kind of the same background, to make them as similar as possible. And you can really, it's stark. Like this one's definitely darker, and shaded a bit differently. But wow, yeah, he does look like he doesn't look happy. Like some space bee stung me, and now they want to take a picture. So
And Ty, two things really quick. Number one, great comparison and great job, being prepared and putting this together. Number two, you don't have to take shots at me for not being prepared last show, so that's kind of unfair, but that's not the best. No, honestly though, this is great stuff, and yeah, if you're watching right now, hit that like button and subscribe to Uncommon Flex.
Yeah, I forgot to say that. Yeah, I always forget to say that. Like I get carried away. Thank you. And also check out 16 Fix.
Don't do that unless Gigi's on. Then yes, definitely do that.
The legend Marco, well, the legend Gigi, and then there's that guy Marco. He's out.
Her AV guy, as she likes to call me. Get this stuff up and running for me, please. Is what she likes to say.
Can you just get this going? What are you doing? Well, yeah, you could see there's a difference in these two. And it's funny, like now the background on the new one is lighter than it. Okay. Anyway, I'm not gonna nitpick, but those were those two I had on there. So next, I think Marco, you were not here. We said a little bit about the passing of James Earl Jones. Did you have anything you'd like to add?
So there's a quote from The Sandlot that I know I dropped in it, just one group maybe, when I saw the news. And I think, and Jose's going to correct me because if I don't get it word for word, but Sandlot, I think Babe Ruth comes to visit right before they, implement the final plan. And I think the quote is, "Heroes get remembered, but legends never die." I think that's it. Jose, correct me if I'm wrong there. But it's like, so it's incredibly sad. He was in his 90s. What an incredible mark on the world. Like it definitely hurt to lose him, but I just think how lucky we are to have so much content to go back and revisit with him, and he's still here in spirit. And to get gross with it for a bit, Disney's going to use his voice until the end of time with AI stuff. I don't know what type of sharing agreement they had, but I think he was open to that, and bless him for being willing to do that. Hopefully his estate continues to profit for many, many years, because the guy, there will never be another legend like this. And man, it's just what an incredible actor.
Absolutely. All right.
And the last thing I want to say is my favorite performance of his that's a little bit under the radar, and I know Calvin has shared a bit of this, Coming to America. As the king in Coming to America, just
let them wait.
That's right. An underrated performance. Right,
he's
there.
Awesome. He is awesome. So yeah, thank you for those thoughts. I wanted to give you a chance to comment, Marco, since you were still coming back from assignment.
My man, thank you for that. Really appreciate the space to reflect on that.
So now I just knocked something down. Anyway, so I did not get it queued up. Unfortunately, I didn't get everything set up, so I'm not totally prepared here. But our How You Doing segment, I don't believe I have that video. And I could try to upload it, but it's going to take a while to, for StreamYard to get it going. So instead of waiting on that, instead of waiting on that, we're just going to go into it. If anyone wants to share how they've been feeling, how they've been doing. Because again, it's not just about the toys here, not about the figures. It's about the people behind them, the collectors themselves. So either one of you, Marco, would you like to go?
Yeah, I'd love to go actually. And I'll keep my thoughts high level, but I got something really specific that I might want to talk about more in depth on a future podcast.
Sure.
But I will say, coming back from vacation, feeling a bit refreshed, had to work a little bit throughout that. And Gigi was also working on vacation. And so that's not great. And I hope, most folks have the luxury, if you're able to get away for a bit, to fully unplug. But we're both passionate about what we do. So we feel blessed. Like, I can give a little time here. And then it all kind of comes out in the wash. So, today was stressful coming back. I was walking Pancake and got a call from my boss like, hey, can you have lunch with the big boss in an hour and a half? And I'm like, oh, I am not mentally there to go over this stuff. But, sucked it up. It all went well. So feeling good after that. But so overall, things are going pretty well. Feeling a bit refreshed, feeling accomplished. But I was watching a documentary on Netflix. It's called The Redeem Team. And I forget if it was part of the Untold, Netflix is 30 for 30, basically. I forget if it's under that umbrella or if it's own standalone. Mm-hmm. But it was a really great documentary. Obviously, they focused a lot on Kobe, on LeBron, on Dwayne Wade. Okay, you're like, where the fuck is he going with this? So I'm a huge basketball fan, but watching stuff that was, kind of in the past and reflecting on historic events, it reminded me why I love basketball so much. Like, I like the competitive nature. I like watching, people in these big moments that, either rise to the occasion or don't. Like, it's pretty inspirational. And I kind of remember like, oh man, I just really do love watching and playing basketball. And like, I know that in the back of my mind, it's a big part of my life, but it was cool to just kind of like reflect and remember the reason why I have this particular hobby. And so I would want us, like, maybe in the future, we can talk a bit more about like how we can reflect on why we even collect hot toys in the first place, or why we even watch streams, or, or on Facebook, or any of the multitude of hobbies that we may have, because it was just kind of those, like, one of those interesting, like, introspective moments that helped me like rediscover why I loved the hobby. So yeah, I hope to do the same with a lot of other things that I enjoy. But yeah, so overall doing thumbs up, thumbs middle, but more a little like in between, like that.
So like that?
like that's pretty, yeah, that's about accurate.
It could be like
a little curved.
This is get lost right there. Oh wow.
Oh.
Holy.
Bet you didn't know I could do that.
You got to get that checked out, my friend.
When I was speaking of sports,
I had some friends growing up that did that.
When I played football, I was trying to catch the ball and I went like that.
Oh,
and the football like totally like got my finger and like twisted it like that. So now this finger is like, I don't know if you could see it there, but you see that?
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
When was this?
I was in high school football.
Oh wow.
It's never. It's never. If you look at it compared to the other finger.
Yeah.
See?
And thank you for not giving us the finger.
Someone clip this as a meme. Yeah. I'm gonna post that when someone posts something on Facebook that I don't agree with. I'm just gonna post Jose being like,
I was born like this. Like they were born this way.
Whoa. Oh man.
That is Ty, you're a very talented person. That's one talent I wish you would have kept to yourself. I can't really see this now. And
what's even better is like people in person. I've done that. I've shown it to them, and then they go to feel my thumb, and it doesn't feel like there's a bone in there, and it freaks them out.
Oh gosh.
Oh boy.
Just a little pleasure I get.
Oh, I bet you do. I bet you do.
Oh, hello.
But Jose, how are you? How you doing?
Like I was sharing at the beginning of the show, I was a little overwhelmed, kind of coming back from reality because I was also on vacation. Not to show off, but I was also on vacation.
No big deal.
No big deal. No, I was in Hawaii, and
I know.
Fun.
But what would George Lopez say about that?
I don't know. What would he say?
Ay, muy chingón. He was in Hawaii, huh?
Yep. No, it was a fun experience, and had a good time over there with the fam. But like I'm coming back to reality, and it's just kind of like, oh man, I have like I feel a bit overwhelmed with all these things. I went back to work and trying to do things there, and then I was telling Ty that I got all these invoices and the module cases came in, and Tina's done with my routing of my Bo-Katan, and it's just like, and then like, oh, we're gonna, where's all the, we're tallying up all the expenses for Hawaii, like the hotel, things like that, and it's just like, oh gosh, I'm like, and it was one of those things where it's kind of like now or never, so sometimes you gotta just go with the flow and let it hit you in the face a little bit, but I'm here, man. I'm standing, and I'll push through it.
Dang, man. Yeah, that could be stressful. Like when the hobby and the travel or whatever other hobbies may overlap, that can get a little bit scary in terms of financial commitment, for sure.
Yeah. So it was a bit tough to maneuver, but I'm like I said, I'll push through it, and I'm back at work, and I'll be working, and I'll make it work.
If you need to sell me that cockpit, though, you just let me know. Or even one without the pit, you know what I mean? Well, maybe I'll get two.
Oh, hello there.
Marco, I don't think I warned you, but I think I warned Jose earlier that I did take some Benadryl. So,
bro,
I'm feeling, a certain kind of way right now, and like just listen to Jose when he said something about just let it hit you in the face. I'm sorry.
Bro, Ty, this is hilarious. You took Benadryl before the stream. I could kind of feel your energy, and it was kind of like a Benadryl like
yeah,
energy.
Man, and I'm on that Benadryl like buzz right now.
Gigi and I talk about Benadryl too, because that stuff knocks me out. I KO. I say, do you want to pop a Benny and feel real good? Because
yeah, it's good, man. Because like my head, I was telling Jose earlier, like it's been hurting. I was out there earlier, like in the sun with no protection, and just it's been a rough day. Like the nap did not help at all.
Did you know that us brown guys still need to put on sunscreen? Because I find out the hard way every now and then. We still.
I've never had that problem. I've never.
We still got to use protection.
I know we have to use protection, but my best protection is to stay inside. So that works for me. But I didn't take any allergy protection, and that's a big no-no. So like I feel like just talking to you guys like this right about now, because like my eye is I had to pop the Benny. I had to
stay up.
You're out there. You're out there raw dogging the air.
I'm raw dogging it, man. I'm raw dogging it, and sometimes you just gotta let it hit you in the face.
Jesus.
Man, speaking of raw
dogging,
hitting you in the
there
face.
We go.
Hey, I know you, Marco. You probably heard about this. Did you hear about the Shannon Sharp thing?
Oh my goodness!
I haven't.
Yeah.
So I saw a few clips, and Zach has been obsessed with this, but I don't know the full context, honestly. So you have to send me some catch-up videos here.
Yeah,
but,
that's something.
Speaking of raw dogging, we got King Dingaling in the house.
You want me to read this one, Ty?
Yeah. What's even more hard to fight is the urge to sell pieces of your collection just to make sure once the bills hit, it's not so painful. Yep. Been there quite often.
He goes on to say, my fiance gets mad when she finds out I sold a piece to help finance a trip and not use a credit card. Oh, she gets mad, but you know what? That's commendable to you of you. To be able to sacrifice your collection to go do something. I think that's dope. So, I don't know that I'm, push comes to shove, it would be a real tough decision. Like, I don't like to get rid of any of my collection, but I might have to make some decisions here. So applause to King Ding to, make the hard choice.
I've done it. It's not easy. I saw you chose that quote there, Marco, and I was going to ask if you do have control. with the stream?
I do. Yeah. I was.
Okay, because you may have to
that's
take it if I go off the rails like too far.
no worries at all. I think we
My
could
Benny
probably
trip.
make it a we could probably make it a pretty short one too. I know Gigi is ready to go eat, so we can save some topics for next week. And
Well, I
you know,
have one more
Okay,
more for you
all right.
guys.
okay.
One more.
But if
We
you fall
can-
asleep,
we
I
can-
got you, bro.
Oh,
I'll take the
okay.
wheel.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're gonna see him like this. Boom.
Yep. Just boom, just gone.
I've been on a stream a few times where some guys have fallen asleep, and it's pretty funny stuff.
So we got this guy, the
Mhm.
Hot Toys, Beetlejuice. I almost messed up and almost showed the sideshow one because I wanted to do like a little comparison look. And in the pictures of the sideshow, I was like, wait, this doesn't look right. This looks okay. That's the Hot Toys one. That's why it looks good, better, gooder. something.
Gooder's for sure the right one.
Yep. But like, so what do you guys think of this, Jose?
I like it. I think it looks pretty good. This one especially, I haven't seen the movie, but I saw a trailer where you kind of see this scene happening. So it looks very accurate to that particular scene. I still need to check out the movie. It definitely opens up the conversation. Some people were bringing this up on other streams, and I think it's important. It's like, you kind of have to weigh your options with figures like this, because it's like, is it a good enough representation for you that even though it's not from the original, and maybe you like the original more than the new movie, you're satisfied with collecting like the one from the sequel? Like, people were bringing up like Indiana Jones, like, do you pick up old Indy instead of the Indy from the classic movies, even though, because like you want some sort of representation, so do you go with that? And I think that's interesting conversation. I do think it's better than the sideshow one. But some people might want the sideshow version because they're just loyal to the original movie and they think they can make it work with that. But just by bang for your buck, this one is just like definitely better overall, because you're getting a lot more. You're getting the alternative head sculpt with the eyeballs. You're getting the tombstone with Here Lies Beetlejuice, and so the wool hair, which again opens up another conversation about logic with Hot Toys. It's like, so you're getting wool hair, but it's not an artisan. So what's going on here? And
Jose, I think someone brought this up when we talked about the Chewbacca, whereas
mhm.
the wool rooted hair versus wool hair, there could be a difference in terms of how they apply it. I'm no expert when it comes to doll hair, so but that's just something that was brought up in the conversation. I kind of agree that it's semantics, and they could say artisan, and very few people would understand the difference or know the difference.
Yeah.
So, Marco, I brought up this comment from Illusion Entity for this because you mentioned the rooted hair, like just what you were talking about, artisan figures versus normal DX Beetlejuice with rooted hair. Like what are they doing?
Like you said, no rhyme or reason though, but it almost does feel like that artisan is going to be always limited, right? Is that the case so far, Jose? Artisan's always going to be limited, and maybe they're expanding the wool implementation. I guess I can't say wool implantation because I don't know that it says exactly that in the description, but they're expanding how they utilize the wool hair, which isn't a bad thing, right? Like, I think the more they can get rid of the Barbie hair, the better, because we want to talk about sideshow comparison, and people are saying, well, it's different versions, you can't really compare, this one's a fair amount more expensive. I completely disagree with that. I feel like it is ridiculous for Hot Toys, this version of Hot Toys, which they gave us a lot, right? They gave us the base, they gave us 2 head sculpts, an incredible likeness, wool rooted hair. For it to be even in the same ballpark as sideshows is ridiculous. And anyone that says like, well, I think I'm just fine with the sideshow, okay, you do whatever you need to do for your collection. But I just don't even think they're in the same category at all. Like, I think it's ridiculous the way the sideshow one looks when you compare it to the Hot Toys. And I think anything where someone makes an excuse that the sideshow may be better or more adequate, I think is just that. It's just an excuse, because these two just look night and day to me.
This gives me a chance to show off another thing when I spent some time in Photoshop this
Look
afternoon.
at you, man. You came really prepared.
Huh?
The only thing you didn't bring was I don't
The
know
how you
how
doing
to say
video.
that, but yeah.
Yeah, I
the
didn't
only
bring the
thing
how
you
you
did-
doing
the
video.
only thing you didn't do was not take a Benadryl before the stream. That's it. The one thing you fucked up on. Everything else.
I did. I knew what was going to happen.
And Ty, I apologize. I'm going to take control really quickly because Ben is saying, "How dare you, Marco?" Yeah, I'm calling you out, Ben. For another goofy decision.
Uh-oh.
This sideshow one is shit. I'm sorry, Ben. I'm sorry. The Hot Toys one is so much better. It's just in the fact that it's just a negligible. Okay, that's a privileged thing to say, but it's a negligible cost difference is just laughable. Go ahead, Ty.
Ben has a video. Like I didn't get a chance to watch it yet, but I saw something where he did the two of them. Like I think the sideshow Beetlejuice has him worried, or something like that. I thought that was the title of it.
I haven't seen the
hasn't
video yet.
slept
Sorry. Yeah,
Since
sorry,
this
Ben.
Hot Toys one was announced, the poor boy is losing sleep every day over these.
Just tossing and turning.
He is, man.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he says, I like the sideshow one way more, but I also didn't like the new movie. See, that's kind of
the
where
new
it
movie's
comes.
already out.
Yeah, that's where
Jose.
that's where it comes, right? So it's like maybe you don't really like the new movie, and thus, do you pick the Hot Toys one because it's superior, but it's not the movie you like? Like, can you remove that? So I don't know.
Because I feel like, okay, let's talk. We were talking about Terminator earlier. Let's say Sideshow did a T-800 from T2 and is of the quality of this Beetlejuice. And then Hot Toys did from, what was it, Dark Fate? Gave me a Dark Fate version. But it was, the differences in terms of quality were this night and day. Give me that Dark Fate version. I'm sorry. Like, I love T2.
You'll take Dark Fate. Oh.
I'll take the Dark Fate representation
Carl?
if it truly
Really?
looks that much better. In my opinion, but maybe I'm a sicko or just neither, because God, the sideshow one's it's trash. I'm sorry. Bin it.
What do you think about likeness, though? Because I've seen the argument that the sideshow one looks a little bit more like Keaton. That's why, or Keaton, like Joel likes to say. And so, because of the expression on the Hot Toys one, not a lot of people love that because he's kind of got that smile. What do you guys think about that?
I like the thing that stands out to me is on the sideshow one, which almost made me buy it, is the head sculpt. Like I thought it looked like Keaton from the original movie. But I'm not gonna lie, it scared me because once I got some other sideshow figures, none of them can stand up on their own without a stand, and like the Wolverine I've had less than a year and he just can't, and there's no reason why he shouldn't be able to. Like he's got the big thick boots and whatnot. He still can't stand up on his own. But I look at the Hot Toys one and I haven't seen the movie, so I was kind of taken aback. Like he looks like he's got shoulder pads on under his suit jacket. So like when I think of Beetlejuice, the one I think of is more like the sideshow, like that's what's in my memory. But quality wise, I have to go with the Hot Toys. Like, if I'm gonna spend, $280, I might as well just save up a little bit more and go for the Hot Toys one, because I just don't think the sideshow is worth $280. I just don't think. They should be in their own territory.
And I feel like people are going to be canceling that one. So like you might be able, like if you really, really want the original version and you think you can fuss with the hair and you're okay with the tailoring, again, not being as great as the Hot Toys version, then maybe you might be able to grab it like on discount, like you might be able to get it on discount on one of those 30% off and points and all that. And maybe you can bring it down to something that better equates the quality of this figure. And then maybe that's okay. But I don't know, paying full price retail plus tax and shipping from Sideshow for this the Sideshow version, I don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it.
Like he's over $300.
I'm joking. I don't want to judge people what they spend their money on, because whatever, at the end of the day, it's your collection, you curate it how you want it. I'm just being a bit harsh, but yeah, I just think Sideshow needs to stop. Either completely step your game up if you're going to charge those prices, or fucking stop, please. That's where I feel.
I mean, Ben, I do agree with you. I think they're both overpriced, but at least Hot Toys is giving you a lot more for what you're paying. Like, all these figures are overpriced, but like for $280, what you get with the Sideshow and what you get for the Hot Toys, like there's just no comparison. Like you get the multiple head sculpts, you're getting a well-built figure. Like I don't think you can really look at a Hot Toys and say, well, I can't trust them as far as their figures go. Like Sideshow, that's the first thing I'm thinking about is he going to be able to stand in 6 months?
Bien hecho, verdad, Jose? He's like, I don't even know what he said.
When
Did he take the Benadryl?
Yeah, that's right. Jose and I are just practicing for a secret thing upcoming. I'm just practicing my Spanish.
All right.
I was like, okay. I was like, is he talking Spanish? Or what's going on here?
Is that gibberish? Is that a Beetlejuice line? I'm not quite sure what the fuck he's saying.
Give me a second to translate. I was like,
wait, I still got. Wait, I got something else here. For you guys, you just talk amongst yourselves.
Well, yeah, I just, to bring it up again, like I think it's an interesting thing, because I've thought about, for example, that Indiana Jones, because I love Harrison Ford, I love Indy, and I want representation from that franchise, from that IP. So I was like, Dials of Destiny, but I was like, the figure looks really good. So I'm like, do I get it or do I not? And it's just like, and one of the things that I've been debating on is like, do I just take the risk and pre-order it? And then, but I'm like, well, they're doing all these 2.0s, they're doing all these I'm like, they got the license, they did a new Han Solo. Like, does that open the door for them to revisit like Raiders of the Lost Ark or Last Crusade or whatever is? And so it's like, I feel like I should wait, but I'm like, but then I don't want to lose out on that representation. So I'm like, so it's like, I think, like I said, to bring it back full circle, it's like, do you get one from a movie or show that you don't necessarily really like, but you want that representation, so you kind of settle? But with this hobby and the way that things are so expensive, I don't think you should be settling, So,
yeah. No, I really like that messaging, Jose, because that's been the calculus for me on that version of Indy, and I'm thinking like, I'm just going to wait for the one that I really want. So I think, yeah, Hot Toys could just do this version of Beetlejuice. I don't see why not.
Yeah, I did that with the Indiana Jones. It was that fondness for Harrison Ford, one of my favorite actors. Indiana Jones, one of my favorite movie characters. So I saw this go up, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get that, even though it's from a movie that not great, and it's old Indy. But looking at Hot Toys is going back into the diving back into the library. Like, what else can we do? They probably will. Since they did the Han Solo, they probably will do another Indiana Jones, and with all their new processes. So yeah, I mean, do you want to spend that money on one that is like, yeah, it's Indy, and it's a good looking figure, but it's not. When I think of Indiana Jones, is that the one? Is that the image I think of? It's quite the choice. But this is the Sideshow Beetlejuice. Yeah, I wanted to be fair. That's him. And this is him if he was on your end table. I don't know why they did this, but
it's going to be on Ben's end table.
It's going to be on Ben's end table like that.
Right next to the Magnums.
It won't be like that. It'll be with a stand holding him up is what it's going to be.
Holy shit.
And Ben hates stands, so I don't know how he's going to make that
Ben,
work.
I'm sorry. That was the Benadryl. But it's still true.
Benny's talking.
It's still true though. The Bennies just make it easy.
Yeah.
Wait.
I mean, I don't know.
India doesn't have his pistol in that new Indiana Jones. What?
I'll have to look it up.
Yes, let's do some fact checking. Jose, get on that.
I'm
gonna click on this. Oh, well, we saw that one. See, this looks like, the Beetlejuice I remember. But I don't know. I feel like they've done some doctoring. I just don't trust them.
Genuine leather jacket, shoes, and whip. LED light up torch. Separate rolling eyes. 2 styles of base display. Separate rolling eyes. Yeah.
One good thing Sideshow does, I will give them credit where credit is due. Their hands all have their own wrist pegs. That's it.
It's a pretty low bar, but you're right. Hot Toys should be doing the same thing.
On
Micro
one foot.
from side.
See, Ben's flexing now.
That's great.
Half a year. Give it the other half.
No pistol on Indy. The King Dingling is correct.
Damn, that ain't right.
Yeah, I mean, other than the one in his pants, but
okay. Okay, now that's more like what's the silicone figures you can get, the third party ones.
Oh
Fison.
gosh,
what are they?
Fison?
Yeah, Fison. If you want the pistols, Fison's got the pistols.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Allegedly.
I moved my custom Batman that has a Fison body. Actually, okay, I'm just gonna say it this way. It's the Benny's talking. I'm gonna say it this way. I went in his pants and took out his pistol.
Oh.
You know what, Ty?
We
need to do like a ask me anything with Ty, and you're gonna take a Benadryl beforehand, and people are gonna be like, it's like basically truth serum.
Yeah,
we gotta do it.
I went in his pants and I took that out because I was like,
wow.
Can I get? Because I didn't like the fact that he had a bulge. I mean, he's supposed to be a little 6-scale man, so yeah, if he's wearing this clothing.
You don't want your Batman to have,
Yeah, I don't want him. Like, I don't want to be focused on, what's going on in his pants, his underoos. So I went in the underoos and I took that out.
Good move.
You just grabbed it?
I just grabbed it. Just put it in
a handful?
Put it in the bag with the rest of the Fison, pistols that I have. And just put it aside.
Oh my God.
You just have to do it sometimes. You just have to go in there and get it. Just grab it. Don't let that hit you in the face, though.
Oh, no. You'll get a headache with that.
And when I switched out the Jordan, because I switched out one of my Interbay Jordans with a Fison body, the pistols that were in there.
Oh.
They were something. All right, let's move on here. Yeah, I think that on that note, it's time for me to just call it a night.
Yeah, went from how you doing to how you.
How you
it's how you doing to how you doing.
How you doing?
Yeah.
A little bit more flavor on that. All right.
So, guys, this has been very interesting. Oh wait, Illusion Entity had something here.
He's saying the only Sideshow figure I've had I still own isn't complete ass from Sideshow is my Bakara. I'm not familiar with that character.
What is that? Yeah, I was going to ask. Do you guys know who that is?
I don't.
Jose.
I do not. Come on,
I don't.
fact checker. Wow.
I don't, but I can find out.
Yes. If you find a picture, share it with us.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Hey guys, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
I think you're ending the stream because I got to take
Yes.
Gigi out to dinner.
Yes.
It's been
All right.
Oh, he's talking about
days.
it's a commander. It's a commander. Sideshow
it's
commander.
Clone Wars.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Okay.
There's so many to keep track of. And they're all
Jesus.
so different, too. They look completely different.
They're always different. Okay, so
Alrighty.
let's wrap this up, fellas. It's been very interesting, and before I really start spewing the nonsense, Marco, anything you want to plug?
I do want to plug that LWO episode 100 will be on Mario El Profesoro's channel in just under an hour and a half. So definitely check that out. Giveaways tonight. I know Mario's been working hard lining up a few things. So it's going to be just a dumb, fun time per usual. And yeah, come on by and say what's up.
All right. Thank you, Marco. Jose?
Nothing. Should be back on the Hope Show, hopefully, if I don't work on Monday. So I haven't been on the Hope Show because I was on vacation and then I was working. So I've been on the Hope Show for a few weeks. So I got to go back to get back my my trophy there of the face-off champion, because they always have to compete against me. So got to go back and reclaim my throne. So
Awesome.
That's pretty much it.
All right. And so, Marco, you've done this to me before. How about you take us out of here?
See you later, everyone.
Oh, thanks, Marco.
What's up?
What's up? How you feeling, man?
Pretty cool, okay?
Say what?
I'm fine. I'm pretty fine.
What?
Well, yeah, I'm good.
You're
How are you?
I'm good.